Oh my goodness. I am laughing and cracking up so much. Somebody sent me this debate with a college or what college educated financial person and Mansa, and I just have to share it. It's so funny. I mean, they are yelling a lot. They're over talking a lot, so it is a little bit difficult to hear everything, but how do I get this to get bigger? Let me see. Command plus. I guess I can't get it to get bigger and get away all this stuff. Let me see. How do I do this? I want to make this the big screen right here. Oh, yeah, he did. Mansa was telling the guy to go to the Federal Reserve, section 16. Let me see. Let me see if I can somehow make this screen bigger. I don't know. All right, let's look at Mansa. It's so funny. I'm cracking up. All right, let's listen. Let's listen to what they're saying.
Correct. We can agree on that, right? Well, there's multiple.
Okay, it's multiple. It's multiple.
Okay, so let's be clear. A state in real estate is land. In finance, your estate is considered the total amount of assets that you have, both real property and personal property, before it is distributed through a will or a trust.
Okay, thank you for saying that, reading that. So then tell me this. All right. So for us to know how much is in that estate, it has to be associated with some type of number, right? Some type of identification number, right?
No, I think you're incorrect. Your estate is the assets that you have.
So what name? What name
is all the stuff that he had?
What name is all of that attached to? Isn't it attached to a social security number?
Not necessarily.
So would you mean to tell me those assets are attached to no numbers?
No, I'm saying not necessarily. All assets are not necessarily attached to a social security.
How? Tell me an asset that's not.
Okay. So let's give an example.
Financial professor, tell me one that's not.
Yeah. If I walk into a store and I buy a watch with cash, that watch is my asset. Is that correct?
Did they give you some type of? Well, that's a good point.
No, it's a good point. That's why I said.
I was saying more of like consumer credit transaction. My bad.
So just to be clear, not all assets are tied to a social security number, correct?
Okay, we're gonna say all security assets.
Okay, but not all assets are connected to a security
number. You're right. You got that one. Let me rephrase it. All security assets, because that's the only thing that really matters. Security assets. So all security assets is attached to some sequence of number, rather it's a trust number, rather it's a social, rather it's a EIN, is some type of sequences of number which those assets are attached to. All right, so let me read, because again, brother, even though you don't agree with what I'm reading, just let me read and let me kind of piece it together. All right, it says Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Board of Governors. Remember, we have government entities that we control, which is our all caps name that we give every time somebody asks us, hey, what's your credit? All right, when somebody asks us, what is your credit? All right, y'all family, there is no law that says anything about a credit score. So that basically lets you know credit scores are not real. Okay, they're only used for uninformed people to control uninformed people. Okay, so when a company asks you, we need to run your credit. They're basically asking for your, they're asking for your government entity's line of credit. Okay, I can see that you pulled up the Board of Governors, family. We're talking about the private board members, family. They're not going to show you the private. They're going to show you the public board members. Thank you.
Where's the law with the private ones?
The private ones? Where's the law? With the law? Well, it says Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System for the purpose.
And here they are.
All right, so you mean to tell me they're the Board of Governors of my estate?
You don't have a Board of Governors of your personal estate, sir.
So do you know, says who?
Please, says who?
Every
Says law.
estate has an executor, my friend. Do you know how
Not a
estates-
board of governors. You know, an executor and a board of governors is two different things, correct?
I understand it's a different hat. Is why
Okay, so you are specifically
We
talking
are
about the
financial
board of
institutions.
governors
Yes.
of the Federal Reserve, correct?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
saying
These
that
are the
we're
boards of
all.
governors.
I'm saying no, that's the public board of governors. I'm saying that we all have our own individual bank. We are all private bankers. When we go do business with other financial institutions, who's applying who credit, brother? All you gotta do is listen to me, fam. I can really help your business
Got it,
right
got
now.
it. I just want to remind you of something you said.
Talk to me.
When you pulled up 12
USD 1431.
1431.
Go ahead, say it.
that spoke about federal home loan banks. Are
Okay.
you saying that all of us are federal home loan banks?
I'm saying all banks that deal with us are federal home loan banks. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
factually incorrect
That's factually facts, because who says it's not?
because every bank does not issue home loans, sir.
So which banks that are nationally don't give home loan banks?
Sure, you just said nationally. Why did you add that qualifying statement of national?
It's a national bank, meaning
Because
Bank of
you said
America, all your
banks.
major banks.
Before you said all banks, didn't you?
All right, let me read Federal Reserve.
Let's build on that for a second.
And
I think I understand that.
I'm saying all banks.
All banks
All banks.
federal home loan banks. And I said to you, not all banks issue home loans. Is that correct?
You don't even know where the money is coming from the bank. Why would I ask you?
Question. Are all banks home loan banks?
I'm gonna say all banks is dealing with federal home loan banks. Yes.
No,
All
you're
banks
incorrect.
is associated with a bank that has federal home loan.
No, you're incorrect.
Yes, I already know that. Go, y'all. If all y'all that have any accounts, all right, go look up which bank that account is associated with. Meaning your rent, meaning your landlord is doing business with a bank that is a federal home loan bank. See, my thing is, you trying to nitpick. That's
No,
great. We can nitpick. Let's talk about federal home. Let's talk about federal.
turning it back to you.
Let's
Do
talk
you
about.
know, do you have Cash App, sir?
Yeah, I do got cash.
You know Cash App has its like own banking system.
Yeah, I bet so.
Do they do home loans?
Who is the big bank that they
Do they do home loans?
Who is probably not them, but somebody they associate with?
So
Yeah,
not all banks
they associate.
do home loans.
All right, let me read this to you though, because it says all affiliate parties as well. You
Go
ain't
right
let me
ahead.
get to it. You ain't let me
Go
get
right
to
in.
it.
Go right in.
All right, so it says Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System for the purpose of making advances to the Federal Reserve banks through the Federal Reserve agent as hereinafter set forth and for no other purpose are hereby authorized. It said the said notes shall be obligations of the United States. So who is the United States when I'm doing business with Bank of America?
Sir, once again, I think you forgot what you said earlier. These are the powers of the governors of the
We
Federal
are
Reserve.
the governor. We are the investors of the United States, brother.
No.
The Constitution starts off with we the people. We are the investors. You just said the banks go to investors. We're the investors.
But that doesn't make you a member of the board of governors.
Says who? You pay bills.
It's right here. They list the board of governors.
My brother.
They list the board of governors right here. Are you saying that this is incorrect?
My brother, I'm saying everything you saying just needs to stop and just
Is this incorrect?
No, it's correct. You're stopping me and you're reading it wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Show me where.
Bro, let me ask you a question. It's gonna tell it all.
Okay.
How do you pay your bills?
How do I pay my bills? Well, there's a few ways that I pay my bills because there's a few ways that I make money. I make money.
So you use income, right? So you don't
use
use the interest that the companies. That's all we care. We don't care about the long story. You use income to pay the bills.
So let me explain. To all you pocket watchers out there, I earn money in a few different ways. I have money that I earn based on my labor. I have money that I earn based on royalties that I get from my intellectual property. I also have an inheritance that I receive from my parents. So there's a bulk of money there. So I have different buckets of money that I'm able to pay my bills with. It could be based on my income. It could be based on royalties that I receive, or it could be based on a chunk of money that I had from an inheritance. So that's how I'm able to pay my bills. But my situation is different from other people's. Go right ahead. Did that answer? Don't hit the thing. Did that answer your question?
Mute him?
Yeah, I already knew the answer. You didn't really have to go that long. You just had to say, hey, I pay bills using income or my earnings. All right.
There's also royalties in my inheritance.
That's great.
Go right ahead.
All right, but you're not using the interest that the companies are sending you, meaning you're paying on top of an already paid bill.
No,
right?
so you're confused. Let me explain to you.
I'm not confused.
Okay.
I got you.
I have money in a money market account.
Exactly.
With the
Meaning
bank.
that's
The
outside
bank
of.
pays me. Hold on, listen, buddy.
I already know
The
what you
bank
about to
pays
say,
me.
man. It's wrong.
And with the money that I get from that interest, I'm freely able to pay my bills with the money that the bank pays me in interest.
You don't gotta use that money. I'm trying to help you.
Right.
You're trying to talk over me. I'm trying to help you.
You
You
gotta
trying to talk
finish my
over me.
answer.
We don't gotta hear what you have to say, brother. You're not using the credit that the corporations, meaning on your car or on your house. Okay, great. You got the bank paying your interest. Great. That's what they're supposed to do. Guess what? You're supposed to do the same thing on your light bill, your phone bill, your if you're on child support, on your credit card. Did you know that all that is interest? You're literally agreeing with me. Then say, no, that's not right. That's not right. How do you think they're paying you interest, my brother? Because you're the investor. You're so uncomfortable right now, man. It's pouring through the camera, man.
You have the power of what you're talking about.
We do got the power because I'm doing it. I got students doing it. So what are you talking about?
When did you become a member of the board of governors of the federal?
When I turned 18 years old.
Why aren't you listed here?
Because why would they list private investors? Where can you find a private investor?
Hold on, you said private investors. I thought you were talking about private governors. Are you talking about private investors or private?
If I'm a private investor, then don't I govern my own body? What are you talking about?
Reserve.
Yes, you do, brother. That's your
reserve.
You don't even know how the Federal Reserve works. So why would we ask you your thoughts on the Federal Reserve?
I do know how the Federal Reserve. But so are you saying when you turned 18, you became a governor on the board of the Federal Reserve?
Yes. From 18 to age of 25. So this is what happened from age of 18 to age of 25. I don't need to listen to you. I teach this. From the age of 18 to 25, to 18 to 25, we do not come forth and claim our interest, brother. Meaning 7 years. So brothers like you say 7 years dead. 7 years after that, they claim us as naturally dead. Oh, set the K by Act 1666. Let's go read it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go read it.
We can let me ask you this question.
Let's go read it. Yeah, what's up?
Why would a law from 1666 in the UK have power in the United States?
Because we're still dealing with sestakes, my friend. Those are trusts. You reading the UK version.
Maybe you misheard me. Let me say.
I heard you. You're reading the UK version. I heard you.
1666.
The Sestake Act is from here.
United Kingdom have a power in effect in the United States.
Because it does.
How?
Because we use and it works.
How?
What do you mean how?
It is a law from the United Kingdom from 1666.
So you don't think laws are connected, my brother? You think United Kingdom?
No, I do not believe a law from 1666
so can you please
passed by Parliament in the United Kingdom has power or effect in the United States.
So do you believe the
Bill
of Exchange?
A law where it does.
Bill of Exchange Act that you ain't read?
Oh, you're talking about the Bill of Exchange Act from 1882?
Yes.
By Parliament in the United States?
Yes, that's still in the United States. Yes, because we're still dealing with Bill of Exchange. Brother, this is what I'm about to do. Because I see what you're doing.
United Kingdom.
Bro,
from the United Kingdom.
Hey, bro, listen.
In the US.
I'm about to go ahead and skate, brother, because I see what you're doing, man. You don't want to learn nothing, man.
That's true.
We came here to listen to me, man. We didn't here to come listen to you, brother. You ain't read none of these laws.
UK have power and effect in the US.
I said the Bill of Exchange Act because it does. We've been using it.
How?
What do you mean, how? We've been using it. What are you talking about?
The United States has to pass its own law. It does not follow law from another country.
So, Sestake has never been used in court, is what you telling me?
The Sestake Act that you're referencing.
Sestake ain't never been used in court, is what you telling me?
66 in the UK.
Hey, y'all, for anybody that's on this stream, y'all go to my page.
Accurate?
Y'all can listen to dudes like this, or y'all can really hear some information. Y'all, my brother pay bills using whatever he is earning.
Let's go into this together, because the brother's highly confused. He doesn't know exactly what he's talking about, and he's speaking on laws that have no power or effect in the United States of America. But let me show you guys some interesting things that I found.
Well, the thing is that we don't really want to have any blanket party. We don't want to have, we don't want to have a bag put over our head after we've discovered the truth and read the law for ourselves and know about all the acts that they did. Trading with the Enemy Act, the Sestake v. Act, all these different acts, that it's all interwoven. I mean, come on, get real. Why would we want to go back into robot land and get indoctrinated again and have the bag or the wool pulled over us again when we already know the truth? Because once you know the truth makes you free. So Mansa is right. Even though that other first guy was twisting it to make it look like sovereign citizen, and no, that's something else over there. That's not the law. No. So it does appear that that man didn't want to learn anything new. He just wanted to put forth the indoctrination from all of his education. But who's behind the education? You gotta know. Who is behind that? You gotta follow the yellow brick road. You gotta know who's the one that's behind all the money. Of course, a lot of that higher education is going to be taught a certain way. But when you know how to read, and you go and read the law yourself, and then you comprehend what's happening and that there is that duality, it's going to mean this to those people and this to these people. And that's the problem. As a sociologist and someone who's studied sociology, they already told us up front, we're going to teach you duality. It's going to mean this to the bourgeoisie, and this it's going to mean to the proletariat, to the two different classes. That's what they are doing. So it is novation and twisting of the words. That's exactly what they do. And unfortunately, people who have PhDs or master's degrees and such, they're going to hold on to everything that they learned because they have pride, an element of pride behind all of those years of studying. I've got 4 educational degrees: psychology, sociology, humanities and art, and studio art. And I think that studio art was probably the best because people are more interested in storytelling or movies or videos, cartoons. People are more apt to watch a video than to be reading something in a book that's really dry. And unfortunately, that's what my channel's all about. Reading really dry, boring things to help open up your eyes. I mean, we have to learn, right? And the best place to hide the information is in a book, because who's wanting to take the time to read a book? If it's got to be me. That's what we have to say. We are the ones that have to read. These books are very thick and dry, and it's not always fun. But once you know what's going on behind the scenes and what's the scheme, then once you know the truth, then the truth is going to make you free. And that's what Mansa is trying to show this guy. But that other guy just doesn't want to have it. So until we turn our head the other way, we're not going to be able to see anything else. Sometimes when you get the blinders on, this is all you can see. But until someone takes the veil off, apocalypto, that's the removal of the veil. You don't have eyes to see, and you don't have ears to hear. What the Spirit is saying to the set apart ones. When you become set apart, that means you are away from all the other noise. You got to get quiet. Sometimes you got to be by yourself so that you can hear what's really happening. And that's how you get eyes to see and ears to hear. You know, when Yahusha, that's Jesus, his name in religion, he would often go to a deserted place like a garden, or even get on a boat by himself, because he was around a lot of people. A lot of times people were following him because he had the words of life. And when you have the words of life, of course, when you have the words of life, of course, people will be drawn to that. You know, that's going to give you hope. The Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. And we want hope. We want faith. And now abide faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And the best kind of love is someone who will lay down their lives for others. If you're laying down your life to teach another person, to help them to feed themselves, then you're doing what our Savior came to do. Lay down his life for another. That's fulfilling the law. You love God and you love others. So even though people might say that certain ones are scam artists or charlatans, or they're just trying to take people for their money, they're going to tell that. They're going to say that to a lot of people who are different, who are telling you something totally different than what the world is saying. It says that broad is the way that leads to destruction, but narrow is the path that leads to everlasting life. Yes, that eye of the needle, it's a rock formation in the deserts I don't know if it's in Egypt or if it's in the Middle East somewhere, but that's where the camel with all of the luggage and all of the things packed on top of the camel, you got to take everything off and have that camel kneel down and squeeze through that rock formation, the eye of the needle, to be able to get through. So a lot of times when we've had a lot of degrees, we're studying, we've been indoctrinated, we have to take all that stuff off and just count it as loss and say, you know what? I'm here, ready to learn. I'm going to sit at the feet and I would like to learn. When we're ready to learn, then we're going to be all ears. Yes, we will have questions, and questions are good. We always want to ask questions. But really, when we want to learn, we have to pay attention. So sometimes it might take years for us to get to that place where we go, you know what? I'm just going to take everything, all the necessary or unnecessary things off that were burdens for me. And I want to go through that narrow path. Not that many people choose to go that way. It says that the road that is broad leads many to destruction. But the path that's narrow and straight, few will find it. It says many are called, but few are chosen. So do we want to be chosen? Do we want to learn? Do we want to sit at the feet? Do we want to know the truth? Because the truth is there for us to go and look for it. If you knock, the door will be open. If you ask, you shall receive. Seek and you will find, that your joy may be made full. So after watching something like that, a lot of arguing back and forth, two different ways, they weren't meeting eye to eye at all. I don't know if that guy is wanting to get rid of a lot of the stuff that he's learned before to be able to look at what the law says and to look at it in a way that it was trickly done. I have to go with what Mansa was saying. And a lot of us have to learn how to be able to stand on what is written. So I'll leave you with that. I thought it was kind of funny, but at the same time, it's really important that we sharpen up, like it's a metaphor, sharpen our swords with one another. And it's good for us to see that debate, because then we could see the other side and how they're thinking, because you're going to see that often. People are not going to believe you. They're going to, oh. It's the same as heliocentricity versus geocentricity. Two different ways of thinking. Eastern, Western. It's two different things. So until we go back to the ancient paths and see what the truth is and what things really mean, we're not going to know. So it's really important to hear both sides so that you know how to be able to stand. So I'll leave you with that, but go on YouTube and check that out for yourself. Have a good night.